Folks, the well-shorn man with the handy cam. It's Simon, everybody.
Hey guys. Alright. I switch things up all the time, like my hair. I'm going to try something new. So I'm going to read 4 poems from a book I published 15 years ago, 2009. So this book is called Nouns. I am an English teacher and I lied before. Where'd you go? I lied before, Nick. I told you I wrote this before I was a teacher. I wrote this in 2009. I've been a teacher since 2005. So I called it Nouns, not because I'm a teacher, because there are a bunch of nouns in it. Right? And there are 4 parts to this book. So the parts are people, places, things, and ideas. And I'm going to read 1 poem from each part. So the first one is called Places. Well, the first one is from the section called Places. I actually wrote this on the hill right over here in like 2003. I wrote this poem in 2003 on that hill right there, East Rock, up where the cars park on the top when you used to be able to drive off every day. This one's called On Faith. On Faith. The streets of the city stretch perpendicular, a gridwork of graves under cloud shadows, sliding and distorting over tree tops and buildings and contours of the landscape. The cluster of downtown, natureless in contrast to the surrounding greens of Woodbridge and Orange, evidence of man-made sparse from the bird's eye. Not even the thin trail of smoke rising from the chimney of some sylvan home, but downtown stands as proud monument to years of living without nature, surrounded by nature. In the midst of the sprawl of concrete and brick, from the long swaths of green leaves, framed by asphalt rivers, ferrying cars and buses, rise the spires of 3 Protestant churches, almost 200 years old, remainders to passers-by, monuments of God's everlasting glory, as their white-capped peaks unceasingly stretch towards the heaven just out of our reach. But on the edge of the town, rising beyond industrial complexes and the slums of the State University, extending into the wilds of Woodbridge. I lost the page. Above dammed reservoir stands the sister, West Rock, now deserted. Though once thriving with picnics and tourists, children, and American steel, Whaley and Goth. Hidden from view, away to the north, lie the awkward, round hills of an ancient giant. The crown of his head scraped away by industrial vandals. His left hip weighted down by a romantic tower from which one might view the surroundings without nature standing in one's way. I stand alone on top of this third crag, East Rock, contemplating longevity, contemplating trinities, the 3 peaks of man built in God's name, and the 3 peaks of God rising even higher. How long will it take for the spires of God to crumble, and how long his mountains? Thank you. That one's called On Faith. All right, the next poem is from the section called People. This is about a people I used to know. This one's called Impressions on New Snow. I don't know where this is from, but it's not from places, so that doesn't really matter. I remember who it's about, but that person's not in my life anymore. So Impressions in New Snow. We found a new way in by simply starting at the end. The walking made harder by snow was slow going, trudging uphill, sliding back with each third step. The cold, dry wind bit through layers of wool and fleece. We explored off the trail, blazing through untouched snow, filling boots with wet cold, and slipping on hidden rocks. Signs of life in the snow, tracks, bits of fur, and other leavings of mammalian travelers. Evidence we weren't alone. Short, rounded icicles hung from suga needles, palmian leaves, juniper scales, and naked branches of quercies and maple. Tree trunks warped in thin layers of ice, warmed slightly at the mere presence of, or at least the touch of a finger. Uninterested in the implications of those treasures, you focused instead on discomfort. The further we go, the harder it will be to go back, you were reminded, turning your head towards the trailhead. I tried not to show irritation at conceding, but it was obvious. As I turned and followed the trail of footprints, imperfect impressions of our souls in once fresh snow, back to the end, to the cleared road where we began, impressions in new snow. Thanks. So this next one is from the section called Things, titled Things. This one's a little bit shorter, and it's about things. It's about the end of winter. Fall from grace. It rained twice today. Once before dawn, once at sunset. The wind hadn't stopped since. The snow melted away, exposing imperfections wet on the lawn. The winter has nothing left to hide. The clogged gutter overflows with rhythm on cracked concrete and echoes through screened windows. Crispy milquetoast in the broiler boils and bakes and leaves a burnt-on mess. Branches and bird eggs fall from trees, exposing yolk fetus, life brushed on imperfect ground, fall from grace. Thank you. Alright, so the final poem I'm going to read is from the section titled Ideas. This one isn't about anything, but it's about ideas. And I thought this one was, I wrote this one like 2007. I used to read all the time at Cafe 9 when they had open mics on Monday, before this existed. This one is inspired by reading the open mic there and hearing the musicians and the other poets that read at that open mic. So this one I thought was appropriate for here. This one's called The Last of the Troubadours. Who are the modern troubadours? No, I'm going to try that again. The last of the troubadours. Who are the modern troubadours? The entertainers who come and go, leaving their tales as memories of their existence, vagabond minstrels and poets. Yesterday's tradition of conversations with the past. Poet troubadour, sing your songs and help erase my sadness, to ease a smile upon my face. The word upon my face. No. The word has made you obsolete, finding you on paper, existing only in silent words. Can we revive you? Can we revive your art? Can we bring back your song? Sing in the night of the hero who carried civilizations upon his shoulders, blessed by pagan gods and demigods. Slayer, savior, epitome of your ancient song, no longer disappeared. With your voice, faded into mythology and religion. And what could you sing of? Of right, of wrong, of nature, or of conquest? Can we still hear the song of Roland and rapture at his trumpet? Ogle at the tactical genius of Odysseus? Can you sing of modern heroes who we know are only human? Or have you sung your last song, The Last of the Troubadours? Thank you, guys.